The devastating effects of global warming can no longer be denied or ignored. The recently released Federal Report on Climate Change warns of the catastrophic effects of global warming. Record-breaking forest fires, disappearing polar ice caps, extreme storms and increased hurricanes, and crippling drought conditions. And these are just a few of the adverse consequences of global warming. Solving the global warming crisis requires an understanding of its cause. Essentially, CO2 and other air pollutants create an atmospheric barrier that prevents the sun's radiation from bouncing off the Earth and returning to outer space. Thus, heat is trapped, making the planet hotter. Today, CO2 in our atmosphere is at the highest level in history. 2 billion tons are emitted into our atmosphere every single day. The Solbere solution works in harmony with nature's solution, but takes it to a height never before considered by the scientific community. Instead of planting more trees, the Solbere solution involves a scientifically designed method of increasing the growth and health of existing plants. The Solbere solution focuses upon the principle of photosynthesis, the process which plants use to consume CO2 in order to grow. Solbere manages the intensity and quality of light a plant receives, allowing it to photosynthesize for a longer period of time. This results in a significant increase in plant growth and also in CO2 capture. President Roosevelt referred to our forests as the lungs of the earth. Under nature's plan, plants breathe in CO2 and exhale oxygen. Without them, we wouldn't be here. Unfortunately, the current emission rate of CO2 into the atmosphere exceeds nature's ability to protect the Earth from the hazards of global warming. Nature needs our help in its effort to remove excess CO2, and this can be done by increasing the plant's ability to capture it. Just take a look at China's incredible vertical forest. It's estimated that the plants growing on these 2 buildings alone will capture 25 tons of CO2 annually.
So we started looking at the chloroplasts, the little guys that make the chlorophyll, and they hide. And when the sun gets up and it gets bright, they hide. Photosynthesis stops. You're just putting the scientists would say, a monolayer of sunscreen on plants.
George Baker is the mastermind behind this product. As a botanist, he knew there must be some solution to the environmental issues we're facing.
And so that was really where the idea spun that, oh, well, we'll just use the plants to clean the air. And as they harvest the carbon, they release twice as much oxygen.
Baker and Cliff Fairchild, a renowned physics professor at Oregon State University, have spent the last 9 years inventing and perfecting the Solbere solution. After countless hours inside this dark lab, they've created the perfect, non-toxic solution to capture CO2. The Solbere solution allows trees to capture at least 20% more CO2 from the atmosphere. The federal government alone has over 300 million acres of forest land. By treating just 10% of the federal forest, the increase in CO2 capture would more than equal all of the CO2 emitted annually by the 250 million cars on U.S. highways. Helicopters will be used to spray Solbere on millions of acres of our forests.
So you get more oxygen in the air, you take out more carbon, that helps us, it's more healthy for us.
Proof that the Solbere solution actually works is based upon objective standards. First, results can be verified by using a standard chlorophyll and infrared meter to measure the increased chlorophyll count and the decreased leaf temperature. Increased chlorophyll production increases plant growth, resulting in more CO2 capture. Also, for the last 6 years at Baker's production facility in Junction City, Oregon, liquid flowable calcium has been produced and sold to farmers around the world. The result? By using a sun protectant on apple orchards, grape fields, and other agricultural products, there's an increase in both growth and crop productivity. Building on this science, Baker set out to develop a new product, which would work with nature in the effort to capture CO2. By using equipment at the OSU Electron Microscope facility, Baker was able to study a plant leaf's response to sunlight during the photosynthesis process. After extensive research, experiments, and testing, Baker finally achieved his goal, the development of the product which would significantly extend the photosynthesis process in all plant life. The dire consequences of global warming are with us today and will only get worse if not checked. With rampant deforestation and a relentless increase in CO2 emissions, our planet cries out for our help. Nature offers us a simple, cost-effective way to help fight global warming and to help protect our climate for future generations.